I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last. And they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.
This hour of the CNC Auto Show is brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers. To find a shop near you, go to NapaAutoCare.com. Live from the Car Care Studios, it's the CNC Auto Show with your personal on-air and online automotive service advisors, Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney. So climb in, buckle up, and enjoy the ride on the CNC Auto Show.
Hello, fellow car lovers. Welcome to the CNC Auto Show. I'm Aaron Clements.
I'm John Ryan.
We are both here because we would love to share information with you on ways to make your car, truck, or SUV safer, to make it more dependable for less money and less hassle. And our favorite method of doing that is
calling in on the telephone.
By the telephone, just like Michelle, who is holding, and we're going to be with her in just a second, is doing now, because we look forward to answering her automotive question. You can do that 8:05 to 10 Eastern Time on any Saturday morning that you choose. And again, 706-863-5800. John Ryan, you ready to fire it up?
Yeah, let's see.
Here we go.
You got the keys still?
I got the key. Here. Show is fired up. We're ready to go there. We also want to mention that if you want to find a good, dependable automotive repair facility almost anywhere in our beautiful country, you just go to NapaAutoCare.com. They are true professionals, great group of people, and they have helped me many times by me being able to send customers that are in different places that I may not know somebody. I'm able to give them a website, and
we're lucky enough to be in that same group.
We are in the same group, and we get referred many times too, and we appreciate that. John Ryan, are we ready to go to the calls?
Yeah, Aaron, let's go to Michelle.
Hello, Michelle, and we do appreciate you calling the CNC Auto Show.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking my call, and I'm not sure if you can help me, but hopefully you can give me a try.
We will try our very best. That is a problem.
The guy had a problem with his tensioner. He said something about the oil pump.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my car, when I started up, first of all, it's a 2003 Ford Escape. It has over 150,000 miles on it. No major work has been done to the engine. And when I first started up in the morning, it makes a sound, and it's hard for me to imitate it, but it's between a gurgling vibration, or it's not a knock or a ping, or something rattling.
Can you give her some examples?
Well, I'm trying to do that because here's one thing that I'm thinking about. Just pop it in my head. Just this week, we had a Ford Escape in the shop with a noise similar to that. And it's almost more of a feel that you can feel kind of almost vibrating through the car.
Resonating through the vehicle.
Than it is a sound. Is that possible, Michelle?
No, I can hear it. I don't feel like the car shudder or anything, but that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the car is shuddering.
But but you don't feel it. You more can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, you messed up my whole presentation here, Michelle. I was ready. I had something in mind, and now it's gone.
I'm sorry. But, I had taken it to when I came from, and the other thing it does, as I drive it, it gets less and less and less, and less intensity and less with frequency. And so one afternoon when I got off from work, right next door to where I work was a dealer. I stopped in and asked if there was a tech who could listen to it. And I'm not gender racist or anything like that, but this sweet little lady came out and she sat inside with me, and she could hear it, popped the hood, looked at it, and she said it was my tensioner.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that if it continues, it'll shred my belt and all of this kind of stuff, and I needed to get looked at. Well, I already had an appointment to get my oil changed and all of that stuff the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I asked them to look at it and told them what the person had said. They didn't. And they told me they didn't hear anything. They didn't see anything. So I asked the tech to sit inside the car with me, and we waited some minutes, and it did happen. It wasn't as loud, but he couldn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there with the windows up, so there's no outside noise. And when it happens, okay, did you hear that? No. And it's like, okay, your young ears may not be as
Yeah.
experienced. Let's get some old ears.
Uh-huh.
And the guy that did the oil change, he came out and popped the hood, and it took a while, and it made the sound, but it was real. It was, you know, almost quiet, and he couldn't hear it. But he said, well, if you want us to change out the tensioner, we will. But where I pointed to where she had pointed, he's like, no, that's not the tensioner. That's the pulley for your condenser.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. And, I you know,
Michelle,
it's like,
I can tell you what kind of is just running through my mind that's very intermittent, not necessarily intermittent, but the noise kind of comes and goes with temperature. It seems that it does it better or a lot more when it's cold, correct?
right, first thing in the morning, but it could be like maybe like 80,
Right.
70, 80 degrees is when I first crank it up.
Yeah, like when the vehicle is cold. And then as you drive it, it starts to fade away to where it's very faint.
Yeah.
The things that pop into my mind, on especially temperature, and Aaron, I think you'll agree with this, is stuff with the exhaust. Like, for instance, a heat shield on one of the catalytic converters. They're held on by small tack welds. And what we see a lot of the times is the tack weld, of course, it being very small, will break, or some vehicles have rust on them to where it'll rust out and cause just the faintest little vibration noise. And what happens is when that exhaust system is cold, not necessarily the ambient temperature is cold, but the vehicle's, engine is cold. When you crank it up, it'll just vibrate and you hear like a noise, like a rattly type noise. And then as that exhaust system warms up, the metal expands and kind of seals that crack back off. And then, of course, the noise kind of tapers away. So I'm wondering if it's not something in the exhaust system.
Michelle, did any of these people, when they were listening to this noise, did they use any type of listening devices, either electronic or stethoscope type deal or anything at all like that?
Just our little human ears.
I'm gonna have to pour out all our secrets here, Michelle, because I don't have any choice, because I have to. The show is important to let people know about their car. And I'm just giving you a wild example. Customer come in, and this is absolutely true story. This was just yesterday. Customer pulled in. She was hearing a noise. I first listened to it. I didn't hear anything on what she was talking about, because she had said a noise, and I just had a loud noise pictured. Well, as she started pointing it out, it was a very slight noise, like, ooh, ooh. Sound like a hoot owl. It did, like a hoot owl. It did, and Halloween is close by. All right, so I started hearing this noise, and I said, wow, that is, and as soon as I tuned into it, boom, it was really, I could hear it. I immediately started getting listening devices. Sometimes I use the stethoscope. Sometimes I use an electronic. I said that wrong, sorry. No, sometimes I use an electronic ears. But I was able to pinpoint this, and it was a pulley. It was a belt pulley. And it was making a loud noise. I could hear it really good. You need to have someone spend the time on this vehicle, whether they charge you or don't charge you. In that particular case, I was able to do it quick, wasn't any charge, but able to pinpoint it and say, I know this is what's making that noise, and this is it. And even though it's very slight, with a listening device, they'll be able to hear it very well. I would recommend having a good diagnostic test. You may have a pulley, you may have a tensioner, but whichever one it is, I'd recommend having that. That part would probably need to be replaced, and that would solve your problem.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Now, what time do y'all open in the morning? So just in case.
Oh, we're 7:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Michelle,
Thank
great
you so
call.
much. I appreciate it.
Well, we thank you very much. We appreciate it also. And Michelle did a great job of explaining the type problem and give a little history about her car. And so things like that's very helpful to service advisors and people working on the car.
Yep.
And we do need to take a real quick break. When we return, we'll be going to more phone calls. We will also be talking about our theme, which is going to be selling your car.
And going straight to Mike.
And then we'll be going to Mike. We'll be right back just after these messages.
Aaron Clements for Napa Auto Care Center.
Regular maintenance is the key to getting the most out of your vehicle, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice trust and peace of mind when finding a repair center for your automobile. Napa Auto Care Centers are built around a high-quality standard whereby independent repair business owners are invited to join based on integrity, qualifications, and expertise. That's how Napa Auto Care ensures that you get the best-in-class service that you deserve. From routine maintenance to major repairs, you are covered with ASC-certified technicians who use high-quality Napa parts and provide exceptional work that you can feel confident about, knowing it's backed by a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. With the largest network of independent technicians in the U.S., a Napa Auto Care Center is sure to be near wherever you may be.
Thanks, Aaron. For a list of Napa Auto Care Centers near you, go to napaautocare.com or dial 1-800-LET-NAPA.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda, that's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Thanks for listening to the CNC Auto Show with Aaron Clements and Ryan Mooney, 2 real live automotive maintenance and repair experts who actually work on all kinds of vehicles every week. So they're always up to date on what's happening in the automotive world. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, so don't you dare touch that dial.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Ugh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
If you are looking for a Napa Auto Care Center to service and repair your vehicle, consider Nuttall Tire. Nuttall Tire is located at 2405 Millwood Avenue. Nuttall Tire are your tire experts, and they provide professional automotive services, including all major and minor repairs. Most repairs come with a 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty with the Napa name to back it up. They have been providing automotive service to the Lexington, Dentsville, and surrounding areas for over 30 years. That's over 3 generations of family-owned and operated service. It's their family serving yours. Nuttall's Tire has a nice, comfortable waiting room with free Wi-Fi where you can relax with a cup of their fresh coffee, or they are happy to provide local shuttle service back to your home or office. To request a quote, make an appointment, or to learn more about Nuttall's Tire, give them a call at 803-254-7988 or visit their website at nuttalltire.com.
Let's head back down to the Car Care Studio with Aaron Clements and Ryan Mooney.
so don't put me down. But I've got the fastest set of wheels.
Welcome back to the CNC Auto Shows, and always have your maintenance records ready. If you plan to sell a vehicle, have those maintenance records sitting out along with the Carfax that we had talked about previously. And that way, when the person or the prospective buyer is looking at the vehicle, you'll be able to show the Carfax, the maintenance records, and of course, I always recommend walking around and pointing out any defects that you have. John Ryan, who will we be talking to next?
Yeah, let's go straight to Mike.
Hello, Mike, and welcome to the CNC Auto Show. What could we help with?
Good morning. I have an old 64 Chevy Impala.
Mm-hmm.
A manual fuel pump, and so I can't get it cranked right now. I probably haven't driven it 250 miles in the last 5 years, and don't crank it up as often as I should. And I don't feel like it's getting fuel. I don't really know how to test and see if I got a fuel pump issue or a carburetor issue or that sort of thing.
Well, I think the best thing that you could do is sell it to me. And then
we can talk about that.
I'll take care of all that. Cars like that are getting very difficult to find now.
They are, yeah.
It is. It's so many people looking for older model vehicles, and especially like the '64 Impala. And I got to go and ask you: is this a two-door or four-door?
On it. It's been in the family for 40 years. So
oh,
a little
wow.
bit about it.
Is this one a two-door or four-door?
Two-door hardtop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, beautiful. And one last thing, what color is it so I can kind of picture everything?
It's copper with a white top.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that's my favorite color.
Okay, so you want to find out if the fuel pump is working, or did you say you were not pumping any fuel up to the vehicle?
Yeah, I want to find out if the fuel pump is working.
Okay. Well, first, I would start from the very beginning. Now, when's the last time this vehicle has run?
A couple months ago.
Okay, so one of the things that I always like to make sure, if one sits up a long period of time, of course, the fuel goes bad inside the gas tank, and it gets all gummy, almost like I can't describe the smell. It's just
horrible.
Like terrible smell.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, like paint.
I put a new gas tank on it 8 years ago.
Oh, okay, good. All right, now, and I'm assuming that you probably replaced that little rubber line that goes from the gas tank.
Yes.
Okay. Because many times people overlook that, and it pulls air instead of fuel, and it causes the fuel pump to lose its prime. Okay, the next step you want to do is make sure that you're getting fuel up to the fuel pump. And, of course, that's a matter of disconnecting the line that goes to the fuel pump, make sure fuel drains out.
That's right.
Then put it back on. And then if you have fuel going to the fuel pump and you spin the engine over with the line loose,
the
outline, have a hose running from
pump,
it going into a jar of some kind. Now, in doing this, I'm the safety person, so I always let you know, always keep a fire extinguisher nearby whenever you're working on your car. Don't use the old type trouble lights that people used to use with the light bulb in there, because they will, if you drop them, they cause an explosion if they're near gas. So have a fluorescent encased light that you're using to work with. Run it into a jar, get somebody to spin it over. Keep your hands away from anything moving. Make sure it pumps fuel into that. If it does, you're good. If it don't, you got one or two things wrong. Either it is not pumping the little rod that is moving that's making the fuel pump work,
right?
Or the fuel pump is bad.
Okay. Is there any advantage, and is it even possible to change, or would it be a bad idea to change the fuel pump out from a manual pump to an electric pump?
Not if you're trying to keep the car original.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, now if you were modifying the vehicle in some certain way to make it something different and kind of high performance, I would. But I definitely wouldn't, and there wouldn't be any advantage. I mean, a manual fuel pump, they do very, very well, and it'll last you a long, long, long time.
Another thing also with the electric pump, a lot of times you have to put a fuel pressure regulator on them because an electric pump, could sometimes overpower the float in the carburetor.
Yeah. You only want about 4 PSI, 4 or 5 PSI coming out of the fuel pump. And, of course, the electric fuel pump put out much more than that, so you're going to have to throttle it way back.
I think even the regular inline fuel pumps are like 7 to 13, so you have to dial those back, of course.
Yeah, so you want to definitely consider that when you're doing it. I mean, and a lot of it has to do with, do you want to keep the vehicle original or do you want to modify it a lot? But I wouldn't see any advantage of moving to an electric pump because you can make that one work very well and make it last a long, long time.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, I think you're going to have to send us a picture of that car to the CC Auto Show email.
Yeah, or put it on our Facebook page, one of the two.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. And as soon as I get it cleaned up, it's been sitting in the garage all summer.
Well, Aaron will do that
hot
too.
To dry without air conditioning.
Sounds great. Well, we really appreciate the call and great question also.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. John Ryan, we need to throw out the tech tip quiz.
All right, let's hear it.
And the person who calls in gives us answer to this tech tip quiz will become one of the few, one of the proud. They will be a tech tip quiz winner, and they'll receive, of course, a bag of goodies, including like CNC Auto Show coffee cup, hats, and also the I Answered the Tech Tip Quiz golf shirt, which is huge. I mean, it is absolutely huge. Okay, the question to this one is, it's more of a riddle. Okay. Than anything else. I hang around in every respectable automotive shop. I am blue and white, and I let you know that I can do everything right. And that's a good riddle. So if someone has to answer to
say it one more time.
All right. So one more time.
Yep. Say it
all
slower.
Right. Okay. Here we go. I hang around in every respectable automotive shop. I am blue and white, and I let you know that I can do everything right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's real good. Okay, and the number to call, 706-863-5800. And I do want to mention one more tip concerning the part having to do with the selling your vehicle.
Yeah.
And you want to be very careful when you're receiving the payment. How do you prefer to receive the payment when you're doing that?
Oh, if I was selling like a used car?
Yeah.
Cash is king.
Exactly. Cash.
Yeah.
Many times.
Unless, say, if it was something you owed on, of course, you'd want to meet at the bank and, do the transaction there.
Exactly. Do the transaction there. But cashier checks and personal checks, they can be printed even on a cheap printer now.
Yeah.
So you want to be real careful with that. Okay, it is time to take a break. And when we return, we'll be going to a lot of wonderful phone calls. And we'll be talking more about selling your vehicle.
Yep.
We'll be right back after this.
It's a well-known fact that not too many things are more important to the longevity of a building than the roof, right, Aaron?
Absolutely, John Ryan. That's why when we developed a few leaks in our building many years back, I knew we needed to have them repaired. When looking for the best roofing company, I did what I normally do. I asked my friends who had similar sized buildings. I was told that the best person to call was Larry Miller at Summers Roofing. That turned out to be a great referral because they have taken such great care of our small leaks for all these years. When it came time for a complete roof replacement, we did not hesitate to choose Summers Roofing once more. I have been thrilled with the work they've been doing, and I'm sure you will be too. They can handle the largest commercial roofs to the smallest residential roofs. Give Summers Roofing a call at 770-663-4211 and tell them Aaron sent you.
Or you can visit them online at summersroofing.com.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda, that's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the CC Auto Show. This hour is brought to you in part by your local Napa Auto Care Centers. For as far back as I can remember, Napa Auto Parts has been known as the parts supplier for the professional automotive repair shops. I remember walking into our local Napa store when I was just 13 years old. It was like a social club for technicians. We would talk to other technicians about new techniques and equipment. We knew we were buying good quality parts, and we would all get advice from the very knowledgeable people standing at the counter. Wow, those were great memories. Well, a lot has changed over the years. We now order most of our parts online, and we very seldom pick our parts up. We place the order, and they magically appear a short period of time later. We have megabytes of information at our fingertips. The name of the game is to get it done correctly but fast. But some things have stayed the same. Napa still caters to the professional shops, and they still sell good, high-quality parts. Some good things just get better. To find a Napa Auto Care Center near you, go to napaautocare.com.
You're listening to the CNC Auto Show with Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two ASE certified master technicians who really appreciate you taking your time to join us today. We'll be right back with more from Aaron and John Ryan in just a couple of minutes. So stay right where you are for more great car care advice on the CNC Auto Show.
This entire piece of music was played with only two instruments, a right hand and a left hand. Hands can do incredible things, but nothing compares to using them to help save a life with hands-only CPR. If an adult suddenly collapses, call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of their chest until help arrives. Hands-only CPR is recommended by the American Heart Association, and it's incredibly easy and effective. Find out more about this latest method of CPR at handsonlycpr.org. The power to help save a life is in your hands. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
If you are a good professional automotive repair facility, consider Wetzel's Automotive. Wetzel's Automotive is a Napa Auto Care Center located at 2017 Augusta Road in West Columbia. As a Napa Auto Care Center, they follow a strict code of ethics so customers know up front what to expect. They have ASE certified technicians and a 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty on most repairs, and they have the Napa name to back it up. The Wetzel's Automotive team are true professionals with training and equipment to perform all major and minor repairs, including the more complex issues. And if you plan to keep your car for many years, Wetzel's is the place to go. They will keep you informed of preventative maintenance services that will keep your vehicle safe and dependable for many years to come. So if you are looking for a good repair facility to service your vehicle, call Wetzel's Automotive. The number to call is 803-739-2999.
It's time for more good stuff with Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney.
Welcome back to the CNC Auto Show. And think about what you're telling people when writing your ad if you're selling your vehicle. Little words can convey a lot. Besides the price, your ad should also include the year, make, model, and trim level of the car you're selling, along with the mileage, the color, condition. You want them to paint a mental picture of that vehicle. John Ryan, it is time to go to the calls, and who will we go to next?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to Lulu.
Perfect. Lulu, welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, and what can we help with?
I think I know the answer to your question.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Woo.
You okay?
All right, here we go. All right.
Is this the
Hold on, Lulu.
certification?
We have to put you on stage first. All right, here we go. Lulu, you are on stage, and we are ready for you. And what is the answer to the Tech Tip quiz?
Is it the ASC professional certification sheet that hangs on the wall?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lulu, this is huge.
Am I wrong?
No, you are absolutely right. I mean, and this
All
is
right.
Yeah, this is really huge. It is the ASE, actually the certification or Blue Seal of Excellence that is hanging on the wall, and that is that really those certifications show that shop is really serious about automotive repair.
Yep.
The technicians there have taken the time to go in, take tests, study. And actually, they can be certified in different areas. Some may be certified in brakes, some front end suspension,
heavy duty parts. Service.
Exactly. And now, just like you're saying, there's even certifications for service advisors and parts personnel. It's a great certification to have. And if you're looking for a good professional repair facility, I think it's a good idea to know whether the technicians are certified or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Lulu, you are a winner. And if you will stay on the line, they will get all your information, and you will be receiving not only the Tech Tip Quiz golf shirt, but also the coffee mug and the hat and all the other things that go with it. And we really do appreciate you calling and answering an automotive question.
Thanks a lot. I don't think I've ever won anything before.
Fantastic. All right. And the number to call if you have a question about your car, truck, or SUV is 706-863-5800, and we will answer those automotive questions. Some of the other things that we're doing is we are talking about the selling your vehicle.
Right.
And actually, we had one of the things that we had mentioned in a previous show had to do with if you were, many times people will look at their vehicle and they'll find little defects that need to be done.
Yeah.
And it might be a worn seat. It might be the paint faded on the hood.
Sure.
It might be
Could
that
be
it
something
needs
as simple
brakes.
as a cracked taillight.
Yeah. And what can happen is if someone, in order to get it all ready to sell, someone may get those little items fixed.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible if that person gets all of these items taken care of and repaired, they might love the vehicle again.
Yep.
And that's assuming that it does everything they need it to do.
Meets all their needs. That's right.
Yeah. So you do want, and of course you also have the decision to make is when you're selling a vehicle and you're looking for something, let's say that one don't necessarily do what you need it to do.
Right.
You need a different type vehicle, growing family or fewer family members. The kids may have grown up and gone and you don't need a minivan anymore, things like that. You may very well be faced with a decision on whether to go trade a vehicle in or keep that vehicle and sell it yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, no doubt, if you're selling it yourself, in most cases you can get more money for it.
You can.
But that's assuming that you have the maintenance records and you've kept the vehicle in good shape and you feel good about selling it to someone else.
Right.
And I'll mention this real quick just before we go to the calls. It's absolutely fine to sell a car with a defect there, but you do want to let the buyer know what those defects are. If you need front brakes, tell them, I need front brakes, and I have a dent over here, and I have this don't work right. This makes a loud noise. Yeah, the engine's got a misfire when you're going uphill. Tell them all the details, and as long as you let them know and you feel good about it, you're fine. Are we ready to go to the calls?
Yeah, let's go over to Danny.
Perfect. Danny, welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Good morning.
Hello there, and what can we help with today?
I have a 2002 F-150 Ford truck. Has a 4.6 liter in it. It's been a really great truck. The other morning I was going to work and it just shut off. When I went to, cut it off and try to cut it back on, the motor will turn over, but the theft light is blinking very rapidly. It's just emitting a quick blink. And on the odometer actually went blank. Instead of showing like 160,000 miles, it actually shows little lines across the odometer reading. And other than that, it wouldn't crank back up.
Danny, you described it very well for us. When you first said it just shut off on you, I was thinking something along the fuel pump or something like that, kind of common on those trucks. But with you mentioning that the theft light is flashing very fast and there's little dashes in the odometer indicator, that means that the actual instrument cluster is seeing no communication from the PCM and many times other modules such as the GEM module, which is a fancy fuse box on that truck. When those dashes go across that odometer, it's looking for communication to see things like, are we supposed to be starting right now? Are we supposed to be running from other modules in the car? Just based on experience of working with those trucks, there's a lot of things that you'd want to check as far as the powers, the grounds, and the serial data going to the computer itself. But I can tell you again, just from experience, we've replaced a lot of computers on those trucks for that very same issue, same exact scenario you set. With that being said, of course, it's still a good idea to have all the diagnostic tests being performed, because no doubt it can exhibit the same symptoms and be something like a connection or a loose ground. But quite a few of those trucks, we've put computers or PCMs in there for that very same problem. Quick side note, that PCM does have to be programmed, and of course the keys have to be relearned into the security system. Do you have 2 keys for that vehicle?
Yes, sir. I do still have the 2 original keys for it.
Okay,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Yeah, because you actually have to have 2 keys when you replace the PCM to kind of reprogram that system. Many cases, vehicles with some age on them, people either lose a key or for whatever reason get rid of it, and then they have to purchase a key on top of that. So that's the reason I mentioned that. But I think the diagnostics would be money well spent, again, because it could be something as simple as a ground wire. I would hope it'd be something that simple, but we have replaced a lot of the computers on those trucks.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that information.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the call.
Danny, we
Yes, sir.
appreciate it very much. And another tip on having to do with when you're selling your vehicle. Now, of course, this thing almost kind of goes without saying, but it is a really good idea to go ahead and mention that. You want to wash and vacuum the car, and also consider having the car completely detailed.
Yeah.
When you do that. When people come to look at the car, they'll normally make up their mind whether they're going to buy that vehicle or not within the first few seconds.
Yeah.
Of when they look at it, and this is based on their very first look at the car.
I think even small things like that can dress the vehicle up, like you mentioned earlier, but like a set of WeatherTech floor mats. I think, like you said, if
That
it
is
was
true.
If the carpet had a little stain or a little rip, now no doubt, if you feel obligated to mention it. But the WeatherTechs just about cover the entire carpet. I personally really like those.
Let's say it, and even that could go in the very rear part of let's say an SUV or something like that, a real good thing. But I guess all in all, what we're talking about is just good curb appeal for the vehicle, making sure that the vehicle has the curb appeal that you would be looking for. And of course, also that nice fresh smell when the person gets inside the vehicle.
New car scent.
Yeah, the new car scent that you would have. So all of those things can make a huge difference when you're getting ready to sell that vehicle on there. Now, what's some of the other tips you have when someone's selling?
Oh, as far as selling, I think the best thing that you've mentioned so far is just being honest with the person that you're selling it to. A lot of people are in, the used car market, and a lot of them know the common problems. Like, for instance, I think of diesels all the time. If I was buying a 6-liter diesel, I'd be looking for certain things. Or if one was at a very good price, you could tell them, hey, this hasn't been bulletproofed, or it needs this item, this item, and this item. And of course, you could buy it for a cheaper price, but you got to remember you got to put that money into it. So
we wouldn't have but a short period of time, but mention just real quickly what you mean by bulletproof on a diesel.
Well, that one was just one in particular. Some of the Ford 6-liters and some other issues have been repaired by bulletproofing them, and that's things like the head gaskets, putting studs in there, of course the new gaskets, and updating a lot of the oil cooler and EGR cooler.
And that actually makes the engine better than it was when it originally designed.
Yeah, I feel like it absolutely does, and it can, and of course, a lot of people want to put programmers on it. It can withstand that a little bit more, I would say.
And that's why they call it bulletproof.
Correct.
It gets away a lot of the problems. Okay, we're going to need to take a real quick break. And when we return, we'll talk more about things that you can do when you're selling your car. And we'll be answering automotive questions, all that, as soon as we return with the CNC Auto Show.
Aaron Clements for Napa Auto Care Center.
Regular maintenance is the key to getting the most out of your vehicle, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice trust and peace of mind when finding a repair center for your automobile. Napa Auto Care Centers are built around a high-quality standard whereby independent repair business owners are invited to join based on integrity, qualifications, and expertise. That's how Napa Auto Care ensures that you get the best-in-class service that you deserve. From routine maintenance to major repairs, you are covered with ASE-certified technicians who use high-quality Napa parts and provide exceptional work that you can feel confident about, knowing it's backed by a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. With the largest network of independent technicians in the U.S., a Napa Auto Care Center is sure to be near wherever you may be.
Thanks, Aaron. For a list of Napa Auto Care Centers near you, go to NapaAutoCare.com or dial 1-800-LET-NAPA.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "because I said so," or "don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Ugh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thank you for sharing your morning with us right here on the CNC Auto Show, hosted by Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two ASC certified master technicians who believe in helping you make your car run better and last longer while saving you money and having fun, all at the same time. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Aaron, I know you get a kick out of letting our listeners know where they can find a great Napa Auto Care Center, so tell us about one here in the Midlands.
Here's what I know everyone will like, JR. It's Three Man Auto Service. They are located at 1215 Rosewood Drive in Columbia. Three Man Auto Service has the right equipment and training to perform all major and minor repairs on your car, truck, van, or SUV. That includes everything from a basic oil change and lube on up to a computer system diagnostic test. And if you have a diesel engine that is in need of repairs or maintenance, Three Man Auto Service is the place to go. At the Napa Auto Care Center, they feature ASC certified automotive technicians and offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on most repairs. That's Three Man Auto Service, 1215 Rosewood Drive in Columbia. The number to call is 803-748-0932, and tell them Aaron sent you.
That's 803-748-0932.
Welcome back to more of the CNC Auto Show with Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear.
We are back with you on the CNC Auto Show. If you post an online ad, you might want to get people trying to negotiate by email in doing that. And sometimes that can be good. The problem with this is they haven't even seen the car yet. And if you discount the price by email, then they may ask for another price reduction after they've actually looked at the vehicle. So
for
instead of
giving it away.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of responding, instead of trying to negotiate by email, just say, come and see the car first, and then we will discuss the price.
Right.
And a lot of times that can be better. Now, if you have a question about your car, truck, or SUV, you can give us a call. The number to call is 706-863-5800. And if you've heard a noise in your car and you're just wondering what that noise might be and you want an opinion on that, you can give us a call. We have some great calls during the show today. Of course, one of my favorite had to do with the transmission issue that the gentleman had, because as we were talking about that, I was reminded so many times where people they've come in and they thought they needed something really big.
Right.
And it turned out to be something much smaller.
Yeah, and even no doubt you're talking about transmission, but even on the check engine light side of things, so many people come in and it had a lean code in there, so they replaced every O2 sensor on it, mass airflow sensor, air filter, the whole 9 yards, and it be something as simple as a vacuum line off of the cruise control actuator, or something very simple that would, of course set the same codes, but end up costing them a lot of money.
And all that ties in a lot with the part having to do with selling your vehicle. So many times people will hear a noise, or they'll the vehicle have something wrong with it, that they'll think this is terrible. I'm gonna have to sell this car. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Right.
And they will just sell the vehicle. Well, somebody buys it, and then they determine that it's something very, very small wrong with the vehicle.
Buy, yeah.
And so so they got them a vehicle. You probably sold it at a reduced price because you thought something bad was wrong
with it. Yeah.
And they do a little something to it. So it's worth having the car diagnosed for two reasons. That way you can tell the buyer what is wrong with the car, and you won't have to guess. But secondly, you can make sure it's not something that you may want to have repaired and keep the car.
All right. You
ready
to go
for
to
some calls?
Yeah, let's go over to John.
Let's do it. Hello, John. Welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate the call. What can we help with?
87 GMC Cabela, 305, phoned up, plugs, wires, set everything, and when you first take off, it bogs out. You got a new carburetor on it, but then it catches up and goes on. Is there the mechanics seem to think there was a computer in there that controlled it, but I don't know.
Oh, I remember that
system.
That system has a spark control computer, right? Am I wrong?
ESC, electronic spark controller.
Yeah, that was really a little bit of a different system, John. And I'm gonna mention what I remember on that part, and John Ryan probably want to add to that.
Yeah.
But actually, the computer more controlled the ignition timing of the vehicle than anything else. And there is a computer, and this is I'm hoping I'm getting the year model right. It's a little like a 6-inch long, 1-inch thick silver box, and it was considered a computer.
That's right.
At the time, and the distributor would send the signal from the pickup coil into that computer, and then it also would modify it and then send it back out.
Right.
And that person that you talked to is right. I mean, that would cause a terrible heavy bog.
I can tell you
the system.
One way to kind of eliminate that, if that is the culprit or the issue, that spark controller, no doubt, of course, does just that. It controls spark, the timing, advances it, retards it. You can actually disconnect the actual spark control, and it should go back to base time. Now, no doubt, it's not going to have the performance it should and all that, but if the bog goes away, again,
it won't advance the timing, but
Right.
you can at least tell if that's the trouble.
Yeah, you might get some detonation, at highway speeds and stuff like that. But if you disconnect it and it picks up and that issue is gone, chances are at least we're in the right area.
Yeah. And John, I'm going to mention one other thing that this is from memory on doing it. And I know I've done this on a few, but if I'm not mistaken, there was a way to put the year earlier control module in that car, and something to do with jumping a wire or something, and make it run off the old regular control module, as opposed to having the electronic spark timing. Now, I just about bet if you was to go to YouTube or something like that.
We actually had a call similar to this probably a year ago, and we did. You and I did the same thing. We went to Google, and there was article after article after article on how to do that.
Yeah. You can bypass that system. Matter of fact, I'm wondering if you can even buy that spark control computer anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
But you can use your
Where
judgment.
is it located?
From what I remember, now that used to be under. Now, see if I'm right, Aaron. That used to be under the kick panel of the right side or passenger side.
I remember it kind of being under the glove box, kind of behind the glove box.
Okay, yeah, that's
which
what I'm
would
saying.
be very close. To
where your feet
mounted
go,
up that way somewhere.
That's right.
I can almost picture it, John Ryan.
Can you?
I can.
Scary.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I know where that is.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it very much.
All right, John. Hope that helps.
Good luck with that, John. We gave him 2 or 3 different options. The possibility of bypassing that spark control module,
right,
or getting a new module put on there.
That's correct.
Which both methods would be good, and those were good, long-lasting trucks. But that was an issue with a lot of them.
Right.
And what they were doing then is they were doing a lot of experimenting with a lot of things back then.
Right.
They were still using a lot of the manual type stuff.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is they had a lot of electronic components that were controlling mechanical parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was kind of tricky. And it was the early stages of
and that's one of the things that
mastering
makes the cars now so much more exciting because so many more things are controlled completely electronically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for instance, when you just one instance is you got the electronic throttle body. You don't have a cable running to it. A long time ago, you used to have to cruise control with a cable running to it, and the cable would pull on the throttle body.
Right.
It would open it up, and that was your cruise control. Now the computer has 100% complete control.
Yeah.
100% complete control of that throttle body, and so your cruise control can be set there. And now that's making things like laser cruise because you already have cameras in the front of the vehicle.
Just tie everything
and
together.
so you can lock that cruise control, and the computer has 100% total control over the throttle. So if the car in front of you slows down,
and the
that
cameras
cruise control, it can lower the throttle and slow you down and speed up. And just so many things, and of course your electronic braking system tied in with it. Car pulls out in front of you, and it will automatically brake.
I
if
think
you're
they
not
had
looking.
you in mind when they designed that system.
They did, and I think that it was a good idea too.
Yeah.
I look forward to the day when I can just get in the car from work and be able to open my laptop. And just
I'm confused because you do that now. So what's
I do, but I mean it's not quite as safe.
Yeah,
but I'm
corners
able to
are a little rough.
Yeah, but you're able to just get off work and punch the button, and your car comes around to pick you up, and you sit inside your car.
I don't think we're that far away from it. I mean,
are not.
Think about entry on vehicles now. You walk up to it, you have the key fob in your pocket, the door automatically unlocks. You get in, you push a button. You don't have to put a key in.
No,
it starts. Electronic power steering, like you said, the cameras, the laser cruise, it's right there.
And I love the hands-off steering. So many cars now, you just sit in them and you can just set it on, and it goes around the corner for you and does all the different things. And so I believe that day will be here much sooner. As a matter of fact, there's no question there's cars now that do that.
That's right.
But it is here, but it's going to be on a much higher scale very soon. Okay, we are out of time. We have to go. And we have arrived at the destination, but we will be taking off again very soon. I'm Aaron Clements with co-host Ryan Mooney, and our show producers are Sherry Moxley, Zach Llewellyn, Bert Dean, Bo Roberts, Alan Dean, and Sandy Klein. We would all like to say thank you to all those that tuned in, logged in, and especially those that called in. And you can watch this show on Facebook, and we will see you again next time on the CNC Auto Show.
One in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last. And they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.